are at Spark Me Conference, and we are talking now with Jon Burkhart. He's a consultant, a speaker, and author based in London. Am I right?
You are absolutely right.
Can you tell us a bit more about your career?
Sure. In a nutshell, I'm a frustrated copywriter working in agencies who basically found out that lying to people doesn't really work or sell things, and then something called social media came along. I latched onto it like a massive hawk with big claws and said, I want to use this as a mechanism to tell the truth and connect brands with what their customers actually really think. And that led to my blog, Urgent Genius, and then helping brands sort of make content in real time that customers actually care about.
Great. Creativity is a very important thing today. Are we more creative today than we were in the past? And what this time that we are living in gives us what kind of opportunity?
So I think right now in 2017 is the best time to be working at the intersection of technology and marketing because of this crazy thing called the 4-second attention span. You've actually switched off already because you only, especially if you're a young person, you only have 4 seconds and you've tuned me out. Well, that's why we gotta, when I'm thumbing on your phone saying, oh my God, look at you on Instagram, you have got to give me a reason to stop. And that is the beautiful opportunity, because brands have to be creative. They have to be what I call ballsy to survive, get, and keep attention.
Okay. What's the most important thing when brands telling their story? What are common mistakes that brands are making?
I think when brands shout, people switch off, because essentially what they're trying to do is they're thinking, I have a God-given right to tell people about how awesome I am, and they forget about the fact that no one cares about brands. They care about themselves, their lives, how to make something more easy, convenient, entertaining for them. So I think when we shift everything towards what's in it for you, the customer, it changes everything, and it makes it a really exciting time to be in marketing, because it's to serve the customer and earn the right to have them ask about our product.
Okay. How we can stop brands from embarrassing themselves on social media?
One of my favorite topics is brands jumping into a conversation and thinking, oh, I've got a clever point of view because I'm a toilet tissue brand and I want to have a say on the royal wedding. And everyone knows there's no connection between those two things. So what I love is collecting all of these examples of what I call a brand balls up, where they're basically butting into a conversation. Like if Jazz just stopped and interrupted our interview right now, we'd be like, you're being annoying. But what people are doing is people are saying, you're being annoying. So they're actually responding to brands, and there's this banter, and it's actually starting to make brands worried about being real time on social, and that's a good thing. Brands should be worried if they don't have a written strategy that guides their every move, that says this is what I can talk about and this is what I shouldn't.
You mentioned the written strategy. So when we talk about crisis management and the social media crisis and disasters, what's your favorite example, good one and the bad one?
My favorite example of a social media disaster. So I've created a board game, a card game, if you will. Some of your fans may admit to being horrible people, and they admit to playing the game for horrible people, called Cards Against Humanity. So I've created, there's hundreds of these, what I call balls ups. And what I would say the worst ones are where people have newsjacked, which was Newsjacking, the name of my book, they've newsjacked a situation where someone died. the famous ones in the beginning were
like David Bowie.
The David Bowie. So there's celebrity deathjacking that we talked about at Spark Me, but then there's also brands leaving their automatic tweets on, like when someone died at the Boston Marathon. Epicurious recipe site tweeted, "Isn't this a lovely, lovely afternoon to try a cranberry scone?" It's just like insensitivities like that. So there's loads of categories that I've put them in, from the just outright crazy, like not really thinking, to the automated tweets, to the jump off the back of someone who died to try to flog your product. There's all manners of wrong, but I would say when I would rather talk a little bit about the wrong and then move to let's celebrate when it's done right. Like some of the examples I've given, I've again collected hundreds of examples of like absolute bang on, this is amazing, I love you brand, I want to work for you kind of content. And when, like the one I talked about with Rihanna, with her wearing a see-through dress at a Grammy show, and then Family Guy actually turning Peter Griffin into wearing that same dress, there's these little sparks of wonder where I think, this is amazing stuff done in live sport. You have all kinds of chances for live event to do amazing things in live events if you think and if your fans really want to hear. And I would say the key is thinking, would a fan want this or would a fan hate me? And if we literally just take off our marketing hats and start like pinching ourselves, we'll start to realize that we're actually human beings, us marketing folk, and then we'll start doing stuff that really connects.
Yeah. So Spark Me conference is over.
I'm sad about that.
Yeah,
can we have one next week?
I think we will ask Vanya.
Ask Vanya.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to have a week off and then I want to come back.
Can you share with us your impressions about this unique event here in Balkan?
Yep, so I had only been to the area once, and that was Skopje 17 years ago, and I've been jonesing to get back here, but I have to say, being able to come back to the region and come to Montenegro specifically and to Budva has been such a treat. I just think I don't want you to play this because I don't want people to find out about Spark Me, because I'm coming back and I don't want anyone, this is my secret, do not tell anyone how amazing this conference is because of the size, they keep it intimate, because of the people, everyone's friendly. Everyone I've met from like 10 to 10 different countries, even French people, they're lovely. That was a joke with Jazz. My man Jazz, I don't want to get in trouble with all of my French fans now that I have zero.
Okay.
But no, I have to say, the conference has been kept small for a purpose because I get to hang out with all these amazing people, and it's just like building a community. And Jazz told me when we were coming from Dubrovnik, dude, I'm gonna be chatting with like 30 of my best friends here because I made such deep connections last year. I defy you to find another conference that makes such close-knit connections where speakers want to come back and not even speak. That's a special thing.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
That's it.